All right, back to the man cave. I'm your host. Got another video about single mothers again with Anton and a few other people. See what they got to say. I already did a video about this before. See what else is on the table besides single.
Our children are nothing more than a reflection of the failures of the people that came before them. That's it.
Yikes.
So when I said earlier, when I said in a different show that I'm the man that I would want my daughter to marry, it's a reason for that. I don't make sacrifices, or I don't come into this whole situation looking to apologize. I'm looking to validate. I'm looking to remove every excuse that you have from being able to not make the right decision. And you often at times make the right decision every time because you are going to be a reflection of what me and your mother put into you. That's it.
I love the thought of that mindset.
It's exactly the way it goes.
Really
question.
So
you said preventative. If the conversation needs to be about preventative actions to not make families that could be potentially broken and things like that, what are the preventative actions that we need to discuss?
Oh, it's very simple. It goes back to the original marry before you carry. We need to stop dating, stop experiencing a bunch of people, stop having a bunch of sex, stop putting yourself in a position to have to sacrifice.
So if we stop dating, how do we get to marriage?
You shouldn't even be, and I talked about it.
Yeah, I asked him that.
You shouldn't be dating. You shouldn't even be opening up yourself up to all of these spirits from different men in the first place.
And that's the other thing. A lot of people don't think about that. They told you to experiment, love who you want to love, do what you want to do, enjoy it. You're young, you still have your whole life. You have plenty of time to settle down. They don't tell you that every time that you do that, it takes a piece away from you. Let's just say you can handle it, and you're able to handle like a dude would. You know, how long do you think that'll last before you start to lose your mind and be like, I want to be in a relationship, I don't want to keep doing this? I have heard that multiple times from women who been in a bad relationship and think that going to bed with multiple people is going to make it get better, and it won't. It never does. And what they end up doing is falling further and further down that rabbit hole, and they don't know how to stop themselves because it's just so deep. It's gotten to the point that they can't get out. We're no longer the era of focusing on one person and we go to that one person. Be like, oh, just try somebody else, girlfriend. Go with a whole bunch of people, girlfriend. Enjoy your life, girlfriend. And these are people who are usually toxic, telling you to do this, who are usually trying to get you to be exactly where they are, broken and destroyed. And then now you can't bond with that one person that would have been the perfect person for you because all you can think about is all the negative things and what positive came out of it, but they're very small compared to the other stuff that you decided to discard. That's all you can focus on.
How do you meet your husband if you don't date?
You already probably met him. He's the person that has your best interests at heart. He's the person that already was your best friend. He's the person that had your best interest. Most women skip over the man that they were supposed to marry already. That's the key. And then y'all pick the guy that y'all want. He ruins you, and then you expect for another guy to come back and pick up the pieces for you. That's not the way to do it. We remixing what relationships are supposed to be. You ain't even supposed to be dating until you get married.
So you met him at a quick trip, but you never dated him, but you were supposed to marry him.
No, you was raised with him. You were around him. You went to school with him. Most people.
That's not true.
Because I'm so looking at my memory book like.
I really do like your train of thought. I just feel as if I got a couple questions. First and foremost is, how old are you?
Before I let him talk, I want you to understand how foreign that concept is. Now, this was something that we used back in the day. This was a concept that we would focus on one person. And the two of you put that effort on anything. But times change. We have diluted everything that made sense in a relationship. And now we come to a point where we just experiment. And we go everywhere, elsewhere. And we don't take the time to get to know the person that we're actually with. They're pretending like they don't know what he's saying is true because they don't want to admit that that's one of the biggest problems that we have. You have passed by the people that the guys that would have taken care of you, would have been there for you. You saw something that said weak. And it's not necessarily weakness that those people had. It just wasn't the thing that was exciting you, that you wanted your life. Your immaturity made you think that what they were doing was wrong. So you went for the one that everybody wants. Your girlfriends want. The people at your school want. The people at their job all talk about them. But he has a load of problems. and he destroys you and leaves you pregnant, barefoot, and then sets you off because now 15 years later, you want to be like, this doesn't work. After 3 or 4 or 5 kids, I'm not happy with this person. So now you go out there, you venture out, and you want to find something else. And you're trying to look for the same dude that you turned down that would have been there for you and taken care of you. Those guys, regardless if you think they're weak, would have been the ones that took care of you. But because your mindset thinks that's weakness and this guy is strength, and you ignore all of his red flags, now you want to come back to this dude and say, you know, I'm ready to settle for you. You realize that here at the Man Cave, I teach men to never give those women a second chance. Why? Because you're not going to be a safety net for a person that saw you as a secondary prize, a runner-up prize, someone that she can settle with. It's not worth it. Put the energy and effort and get the woman that you really wanted, but a lot younger than the one that you actually wanted. Raise her to be the woman you want her to be, because that woman is broken and will come with a whole bunch of rules about how she won't do this, that, and the third.
41.
Okay. Strike 1. Second question. Where are you from?
Detroit.
Born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Strike 2. When you understand the world is different in every area.
I didn't travel the world.
Yeah, but at what age?
My whole life.
What age?
My whole life.
Give me your first age where you
13.
You was 13. No. Give me your first age where you experienced life as a man in a different state. Outside
13.
of the Midwest area.
Oh, as a man?
As a man.
18.
18. Where'd you go?
Ohio.
Outside the Midwest.
Outside the Florida.
Okay.
19.
19. Who were you with?
My father.
As a man, by yourself. I have to do this over with you because we could go back and forth.
What do you mean as a man by myself?
As a man, as an adult. I'm not talking about with your daddy on your side. I'm not talking about with your mother on your side. I ain't talking about your uncle, your cousin. Mm-hmm. When did you take your nutsack and run around by yourself as a man with a friend in a different place? At what age?
I don't know if he did that because he got married.
I got married at 22 years old.
But this is what I'm trying to...
I got married at 22.
Exactly.
I was intentional.
So
I chose my wife when I met her in high school.
Hold on, listen. All I'm doing is asking you questions.
I know, but I'm telling you that I don't put myself in a position to make mistakes. It's a difference.
But no. The difference is this. You got married at 22 years old,
right.
20 fucking years ago, bro.
Correct.
You understand the world's not the same then?
Let me tell you something.
No.
Wait. The word don't change, ever. It's the same way it was yesterday as it is today. The method by which you go about being successful is the same.
So we're still slaves.
Listen, I tell you what.
I get what you're saying.
You telling me that it don't work, right?
No, I'm not. You're not letting me tell you. You're not letting me tell you.
Okay, wait. I want to get back. Let me take the conversation back to this because I had some questions. I had some stuff on my card that I want to talk about, and I want to talk about it, okay? Now, what kind of parents are y'all? More traditional or gentle parents? Shit.
Well, I'm intentional about being...
I think when people say the world has changed, it's just an excuse to do things differently, be lazy about it. The world only changes if you allow yourself to let the world change you. If you're a traditional person, you can be a traditional person. If you want to be a modern person, you're going to be a modern person. The world can change all around you all day long, but it doesn't mean you have to change with it. There are people who are sexist. There are people that are racist. They're just going to be them. You choose if you're going to change the world around you. Like, I get where he's going, but he failed miserably because I'm just like, okay, so he traveled the world and he saw things were different. What's the point? What was the point of all that? What was the point of this entire conversation that he was dragging out just to get it? Well, the world is different. The world changes. Okay, so what? The world has changed. I still want a traditional wife, and I found a traditional wife. I found a wife that does what I want, and a wife found me that does what she wants me to do. There's no questions about it. We do what's necessary for each other. You make the right preparations and you bust your butt to find the right person both ways. And you find a person that you can be with, where you can build a family with, and you stick together. Why is this so difficult for people to understand? This whole, the world's changing nonsense. So what? So you're telling me you are controlled by this world? Whatever they tell you to do, you jump, you say how high? I want this type of life. This is the life I live. I don't let people tell me it's not proper. I don't let her friends and family tell me it's not proper. We make decisions for ourselves. Just because the world is changing doesn't mean it's for the good.
Gentle. So he's never gonna fail. He's gonna do everything right.
I don't fail.
What is a gentle parent? I still don't understand the concept.
Okay, so
my life is a reflection of what I advocate for.
And I hope you're.
Do I
hope
be-
your
Okay, hold
kids
on, no,
never
listen, no,
disappoint you in the way that you think that they
I
want.
want to talk
They
about
won't.
gentle parenting
Okay.
within the Black community because I think a lot of us have this idea that gentle parenting is just
Passive
stop.
parenting, and it's
Oh,
not.
stop! Don't do that. No, gentle parenting is just me not talking to you in a disrespectful way.
I'm not going to disrespect you.
Not hitting you.
I'm not
and
gonna
things
beat
like
your
that.
ass.
Like I'm gonna come eye level and talk to you. Hey, big dog, that's not okay. I don't. We're not doing that today. I'm more.
So being a disciplinarian and not an authoritarian, is that what gentle
Listen,
parent?
bro,
I've never
you-
understood the concept
So
of gentle parent.
it's just a little bit. It's just for me, it's taking the spankings and the physical discipline off the table.
Okay, so being a disciplinarian, but not an authoritarian. Okay, got it. Okay, well then.
We
I
traditional or we
guess. Yeah, I'm
gentle?
traditional.
Like he said, some
Okay.
kids need that, their
Yeah.
ass beat. I've never experienced that. I ain't never had to beat the shit out of my kid or call him a nigga or call a little girl a little bitch or do any of
that's
that.
crazy.
I never needed to do any of that. My son listens to me. He does very well in school. He respects his elders. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak on it because I ain't never had to go toe to toe with a kid like I was trying to hurt him.
I think
Boy.
kids respect your energy.
Yes.
Like my kids are excellent. Like I've never had to like spank anybody. I don't even have to yell. I can look at Rosie. She gonna start crying.
But she respects. But she respects. you.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a lot of things. A lot of people
yeah.
think that fear.
Yeah,
like if I put this fear into my child and they respect me, they're scared of you.
Yeah.
They're listening to.
And I listen. I don't know. Most women I hear, my kids are perfect. They don't do anything, and they're perfect. They don't need no discipline. I don't know if it's true. I don't really care. But it's really about how you are around them, who's around them, what you allow around them, what type of TV shows you have them watching. Everything affects them, and they pick up like sponges. Everything. You cannot allow people who are negative around your children. I'll be damned if I have anyone that's negative or acts ignorant around my kids because I don't want that energy around them. If you like that, it's more power to you, but that's not what I like. That's not what I want for my kid. Your energy and how it's just like the same way when they see your father and when they see their father reacting to their mother, they're going to learn all those things. When your mother has got to pretend to be that mommy and daddy, and she's got to be that much extra aggressive. We've seen this. How many professions have you seen women try to be in a man's profession and they act extra when they're on scene with somebody because they have to try to step up with them? Not every woman, but they always got to act like they're that extra, go that extra mile because they got to show that they can stomp with the big boys. It's the same thing. So the same energy, like if you have to pretend to be a strong mother and father character and she's going to pick up with it, they're going to come up the same way. You got to be the nurturer. The father's got to be the one who disciplines them. You don't need to beat the crap out of them. As long as they understand that there are consequences to their actions, you can raise a good kid. I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of families think that just beating the crap out of them works. It doesn't work for interrogating, which has been proven that it actually has an opposite effect. They'll say whatever you want them to say to make it end. So why would you think that beating the crap out of your kid is the only way to fix the problems? I think people have too much heart on trying to beat the crap out of kids than actually putting the effort to raise them.
You because you made them afraid. They don't respect who you are or your opinion on anything.
Yeah, no.
They're gonna do what you say in front of your face because they're afraid of you. As soon as they go out, well, you'll see.
Katie, what about you? Think you're more gentle? Or
You know
traditional?
what? I've never understood the concept of gentle parenting. I've never even tried to delve into what the concept actually was. I don't even really understand the concept of traditional parenting. I think we just parent based off of how we learned how to parent. I think it's intergenerational. I think we just take exactly what we have learned and we have brought it down. I agree with you when it comes to a blueprint because I've seen a blueprint. You know, unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but I do believe in that. I have had the privilege because my children have a range of ages. I've had the privilege of seeing different personalities. Like I have instilled so much in my children. I have done my work to actually fix the things I need to and instill that in my children. But they still have ways that are just isolated to them, that are still, that's how they are. You know, my teenager acts one way, my middle child acts another way, my second child acts one way. And it's like, but they still have a foundation. They still have it to
They're
the
human.
core. They know
They're
how
just
mom
kids.
has parented them. They know the morals and
Separate
everything else
entities.
that I have instilled in them. But I don't believe in controlling a child. I believe in raising you, but I cannot control you. Once you get to it now, let me make sure I clear this up because I have young children. You can explore as far as I'll allow you to go based off of safety reasons. Yeah. Like I will allow you to explore and figure out who you are. Absolutely. But I don't believe in just confining my kids or being like so sheltered or being really overprotective with them. Like I need you to see the reality of the world. I need you to understand those things. But I also don't believe like I have to beat morals and ethics into my children. I've never believed in that. But I do believe in discipline. I will take things away from you if I need to.
Oh,
If you disrespect
absolutely.
the household, because I've had to do that with my teenagers a lot. I got one who's just a wild child. I've had to do a number of things. I will take this away. If I'm working my hardest to give you a great life, to give you something that's worth even you pursuing, at least you can do is respect that. Just at least respect that. And it's not just, I don't say because I'm a parent or because I'm your mother. I just want you to see that these things are possible. So if I see that you're possibly on a road to failure because you are making so many mistakes, then yeah, I am going to intervene as a parent, and I will take disciplinary actions if I have to.
Yeah, and the honest truth is that's what you should do as a parent. They must learn that there are consequences. There are consequences to things you do, and there's consequences if you keep mucking it up. That's just plain and simple. You can't just sit around all day thinking that nothing's going to happen to you. That's what's wrong with parenting nowadays, that we don't have enough parents that give them consequences and tell them that this is what's going to happen. You keep messing up. Keep doing this, going to keep messing up. All right, you're going to lose it. They have to learn that there is a cause and effect to their action. You don't have to beat them into them. Teach them morals. You can't force them to follow it. Give them the path. We give them the path so they can follow through and do what you feel as a parent is necessary. And I think that the problem is that we don't remember how to do any of that. We don't remember that this is what's important. We need to be teaching our children. You mess up, this is what happens. We have people teaching their kids, it's okay, it's all fine. You can make decisions for yourself. And that's where I say, you should not always allow your children to make every decision for themselves. You are a parent. That's your job, to tell them what's right and what's wrong, what they should do and can't do. When they get to an adult and they become 18, they start thinking for themselves and letting the world think for them. It is what it is. But until then, you have to do everything in your power, no matter how difficult it is, to raise your child the way you deem fit to be raised. And then when they're 18, hey, listen, things happen.